Yo. This episode is sponsored by Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep your hydration, quench thirst. This is the berry flavor. Thank you, Gatorade, for sending this over. Much appreciated.
What flavor is that?
It's berry.
Oh, where? Yeah, the best flavor is the light blue.
Cross blue.
The blue frost one?
Yeah.
Oh my god, undefeated, y'all. That's serious. Undefeated.
I don't
go crazy.
I don't even know. I don't really like drink Gatorade.
Remember the OG commercial where they would sweat Gatorade?
Yeah.
Those ones was mad tough, yo. You be like, dang, yo, what flavor you was drinking? You just gotta see they sweat. Yeah. Crazy.
So thanks, Gatorade, for sending over a big old box of these.
Powerade got nothing on y'all.
Bro, listen, the more we pretend we sponsored, the more someone's gonna sponsor us.
Yo, you gotta fake it till you make it. Yo,
nah, yeah, because this
really
is like, think about it. This is like a trial video. Like this is like a resume.
Yeah.
So when niggas like, that's catchy. I think that's good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Watch, we gonna get mad. We gonna get mad.
Yeah. So like Gatorade, and if y'all wondering why, y'all should sponsor us. Because like we could get like some kind of promotion going, like this runs podcasts. It's like, oh, you need energy to talk or something like that. Quench throat when you're talking so much.
Yo, facts.
Something like that, bro. We can work something out.
You can't be dehydrated on a podcast.
Yeah. Yo, listen. Get with me. I have my people call y'all people sooner or later.
Say that, yo.
I'm faking it till we make it.
And then when you call, I'm gonna tell my secretary that she can send you over to my phone. That's how we do.
Where you?
If you had a secretary, what would you want her name to be?
Oh, no. I mean, I got a secretary. She's over there.
Oh, word, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about her.
Hey,
I'm
Nancy.
sorry. Yeah. But if I can make her name be something else,
what's a good ring? Like I was like, hey, like I don't know, Nancy. Like
I don't know it sounds wrong when like I think about an assistant. Like I think someone like Spanish. I don't know why. Like
oh my god, this went left. This went left. I don't know if I'm ready to listen to this.
No, I'm just saying like I think somebody Spanish. So I gotta think of like a cool like Spanish name. Like what's some cool Spanish names like for girls?
Cool names?
Like when I think of assistant, like I think of a Spanish lady.
Yeah.
And like she's holding my folders and all my stuff, and she's walking with
God.
me. She's like, "Oh, Mr. Doherty, you got this, that." That's like what I picture. Like, so I don't know, Navarra or something. That would be a cool little assistant name. We could change Nancy's name to Navarra. I'm just saying, you asked. Hey, fuck it.
I don't know. I'm thinking like Jeanette. That'd be kind of cool.
That's cool.
It needs to be like one or two syllables. It can't be like more than. It can't be like three or up. Because it's gotta be real quick. So
Navarra.
Huh?
Navarra.
Navarra.
Yep. That's just my Spanish assistant's name.
Navarro, cancel my meeting, please.
Yeah.
Push it to this three.
Sounds cool, right?
This time. I guess.
I think it sounds cool.
I mean, I need like, I don't know. Anyway.
Jeanette,
welcome back.
Can you come in my office, please? Jeanette, can you come in my office, please?
That's hot, though. Like, Jeanette, push my meeting back to 5:30.
No, okay? She sounds like a bad kid in school who does bad things.
I had a Jeanette on my floor in college. That's what immediately what I'm thinking about crazy. It's actually really crazy. Anyway.
You want her to be your assistant?
No. She actually annoyed me sometimes.
You think she's going to see it?
No.
Hope she does.
She cares that much.
Hope we get to a point
Jeanette!
where the people that we think don't care about us see it.
Love you, Jeanette. You're the realest. Anyway. Everybody, welcome back to the Stream of Consciousness podcast. This is episode 5. Who am I? I am your boy, Vic So Valid, one of your co-hosts, and I'm with my man, Shizzy, with 3 Z's. But he's not sleep. I'm telling y'all, he's not sleep. He's mad woke. So today, I don't know. I got the energy today. I'm with this.
Yo, wait. That's our new intro now?
I don't know.
That's part of our new intro.
What's our new intro?
I'm mad woke. That's what it
You're
is?
mad woke. Because if you're not asleep, you're mad woke.
Janet, cancel my afternoon appointments.
That's our thing this episode. Jeanette is our assistant today.
Jeanette, that's me.
He's gonna be mad at us for this.
Word.
Shane, how was your week, man? I know Shane, we had a push back our recording day. He's a little under the weather, but you feeling better now, right?
Yeah, like I had might just been allergies.
Word.
Sometimes it's just like it was a change of season, so like sometimes shit just feel I don't know. It just felt sometimes my allergies feel like I'm sick, but I don't know till the next day. Like next day I feel fine, but like for like sometimes it be going on for a few hours, like I feel it coming on or whatever.
For sure.
And my voice is scarce because I was I smoked a real Cuban for the first time yesterday. So I smoke cigars, but I never had a Cuban before. And I was drinking, and I was at a work party, and like, you know, it was music, so I was yelling, like, talking loud. Then like, by the time I was out, I'm like, damn, my voice is shot. So that has nothing to do with my sickness. Just want to put that out there.
That he was turning up. I saw that on the story though.
But nah, that's it. I ain't really got too much, real. But we are back. We did backtrack on the episode, so we're recording today, and then we're going to record tomorrow. So technically, next week there'll probably be 2 things.
Okay, hey, I'm with it.
Right? It'll technically be 2 things next week. I'm with it. So,
I enjoyed it, so I'm cool.
Yeah. So what you give us a little update of your week.
Yeah, my week was cool. I enjoyed it because it was the first full week of school. Bars. Oh my gosh. I did review with a lot of my students, like the seniors, at least for algebra review, and I gave them a quiz on Friday. Yeah, and I looked at their quiz grades, and they was not looking too hot. So I was like, wow.
You ever just think like, damn, these kids are stupid when you
grade grades? I will not say that.
Have you ever thought that before?
Public podcast.
So if you say that
on public podcast.
If you gotta
my students are not stupid. My students just need a little more explanation from me, so I take it upon myself as to why they did not pass this quiz.
But you don't never
give them retakes because I'm.
You don't never think like, you don't be like, I did explain this very well and they don't understand. Maybe.
How about this? Sometimes I just think some of them don't pay attention. I don't think they're stupid. I just think they don't pay attention or listen. Sometimes that's all it is. But
so you think they're dumb because they can't pay attention?
No, I didn't say that. I just said I feel like sometimes they don't pay attention because they don't like.
Because they're just never going to get it. So that's why they don't pay attention.
Hey, look,
is it like one of those things?
That's between them and God. But,
I feel you.
I mean, shit.
So when you grading them papers, you're like, damn, these niggas kind of dumb. I definitely taught them this. Yeah. I definitely went over this very thoroughly. I even gave this one more attention. And
that's happened before. I said, if you follow this step by step, you're going to get this right. And sometimes I'd be like, what are y'all doing? When I'm
so you think they dumb? What you think?
No.
That's what they say. Is you said it.
I'm not going to say this, yo.
That's fucked up.
I would never say that about my students.
Nah,
I love my students.
That's fucked up.
I didn't say this.
Yo, they learning, bro.
Yes.
You a fucked up individual.
No, the hell I'm not. But I mean, that was my week. I'm gonna give them like a retake on Monday.
Word.
And then we're gonna start new stuff. The geometry students, they cool. You know, we just did some definitions. We're gonna move forward with that. So they straight.
About the update on podcast. We got like 10 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So do we?
No, we only got 4.
4. All right, never mind.
We only got 4 right now.
Oh,
but it was next time you hear this, we're gonna say it's 400.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? YG
facts.
Style.
Facts. Yeah, we only still have like 50 followers on Instagram, but that's cool.
Yo, 56. We're growing. Look, it's crazy though.
To our like 5 viewers that look us on Anchor. Matter of fact, yo, shout out to the one viewer that be in Germany listening to us, yo.
We saw that, yo.
Yo, that's cool, man.
I know one German word. One German word. Actually, no, like
I know
2 cuss words and
9
a color. Yeah, I know that. 2 cuss words. No, that a cuss word and an orange.
9.
Color. I know orange.
Whatever That's all
I got.
Whatever Adolf was saying.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, Germany bull or girl, you're fired.
That's the only one. Thank you.
I know Scheiße too. That's shit in Germany. So
Scheisty.
Something like that. Oh, you know what else? I found out my sister's pregnant. So I'm about to be another uncle.
Which one? This
is my 3rd oldest, so this is the first time she's about to have a kid. So
Damn.
This is kind of exciting. However,
how many nephews, nieces you got?
I got 2 nephews, 3 nieces right now.
Damn.
And then 1 more coming. We don't know what's
going to be. Brady bunch.
Yeah, facts. And I'm a deadbeat uncle, yo. It's crazy.
It's all right.
But here's the crazy thing. My dad
You don't care about the kids. You just calling the other kids stupid. So, I mean.
Chill out.
I don't think.
So here's the thing. My dad told me that my sister's pregnant. He was like, you should call her and congratulate her. And I was like, how about I just wait till she tells me? You know what I mean? Because I'm just kind of like, I feel like she could have called and told me. Yeah. And I was like, so I asked him, like, were you told to tell me this? If that was the case, I'd be cool with it. But he said, nah. So I'm like, I'm going to just wait till she tells me.
Yeah,
see what happens.
And this is her 3rd one?
No, this is her. This is my 3rd oldest sister.
3rd oldest and the first.
My 3rd oldest, and this is her 1st kid.
So 3rd oldest? Okay.
So I got 4 sisters. The first 2. The oldest 2, they both have kids.
So, all right, question then.
Yeah.
What made you want to say the 3rd oldest and not the 2nd youngest?
Because I just feel it's more natural to go from oldest to youngest.
I said third oldest sounded so weird, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's like 5 of them. Third oldest versus, I know this could be off, but I was just like, I'm like, why the fuck he say third oldest?
I don't want to say second youngest. Yo, I feel like second youngest sounds weird.
That sounds so normal, yo. It's like the 1-2, like they're like, oh yeah, that's third oldest. That's the third oldest. You know, how many kids you got? 3. That's the third oldest though. Like what?
But I mean, yeah, if it was if only had 3, and it was the youngest. But it's kind of weird because if I said the second youngest, I don't know. That just sounds weird to me.
Yeah, third oldest.
And I don't want to say my third sister because they were all my sister at the same exact time when I was born. So I don't know what to say. Like,
nah, it's the third oldest.
Yeah.
The second youngest. I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like I'm gonna just wait till she tell me that she's pregnant though. When I see her in person, I'm gonna be like,
ask her. Also, when you do that, ask her if she would like to be considered the third oldest or the second youngest.
Wow. I mean, hey,
that's a very important question.
I'll figure that out next time I see her for sure.
All right. So what we got today?
Yo, today I actually wanted to try something new though.
Reddit.
What?
Reddit.
Yeah. Okay. So
what's the thing? What's the nigga like? You ever watch the the IG reel, and it's the nigga that sound like a regular person, but he's a robotic person, and he be like, uses a Reddit. What is it like? And he would say a question, and then they answer. They read it to you. You never see those videos? Have you seen it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It had, like on IG, you showing your IG, and it'd be a guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like an automatic voice, but he almost sounds like a regular person.
Uh-huh.
And it'd be something like, he'd be like, uses a Reddit. Tell me about a time where you were fired, but then you got your revenge on your manager. And then the people would answer it.
Oh, yeah,
and tell their stories.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
Anyway, I want
that voice to introduce
this segment.
I want him to read. Can we get that to happen?
Can I explain what we're gonna do first? Damn, Shane.
I find it fun to cut you off sometimes.
Fine, look. Anyway, I wanted to try something new today. And it goes around TikTok every now and then. It's the Am I the Asshole stories. They be on Reddit. So you can look up Am I the Asshole, and they have a bunch of situations that you can read.
Can we get on the read?
I don't think so. It's like a feature.
What is his name?
It's like a feature on TikTok or IG
like
Reel or something like
that. Or something.
It could be. Like Tom from MySpace.
Yeah.
It's probably him talking.
I'm going to read like him as much as I can.
So anyway, Am I the Asshole is this thing we're going to do right now. We got like 3 that we think are probably interesting. So Shane, take it away.
All right.
You can read. Let's have our thoughts on this situation here.
Users of Reddit. Alta. That's what he would say. He would say users of Reddit. Say, Alta.
That's not Alta.
Including my wife.
It's not an L. It's a capital I.
All right. Am I the asshole? Is that what it is, right?
Yes.
For not including my wife on a family trip.
Wow.
All right, word. So let's get into it. So it says, I, 44, am the only boy of my family. My sisters are 46, 42, and 39, respectively. My wife is 39, and we just got married about 6 years ago. We have one daughter, age 4, and a son, age 3. My parents are both in their 70s. Sadly, we recently found out that my father doesn't have much time left. Wow. My sister and I spent our formative years in a northern western state, but my father received a job offer on the East Coast when I was 11 years old, so we moved there, and we've all lived in the area since. When we received the bad news about our father's prognosis, my parents decided that we should take a family trip to our old state to visit our family grave sites. That's kind of depressing.
It is, damn.
Like, it's like, damn, you about to die. Let's go see where you're going to be buried at. Come on.
Yeah.
Our old family, homesteads, cousins, etc. It just seemed like something that was very important to our parents. I thought that this seemed like a very worthwhile trip. Somehow, though, it got decided the trip should include just the siblings and the grandchildren, which seemed to be more bizarre. All right, so this started to seem more. It's starting to make more sense though, because when it said not included with a family trip,
yeah,
I'm kind of like, family trip. I'm thinking like vacation. Like niggas is about to like get. This is obviously fucking sad. But if he is his wife, that means she's part of family. I'm a finish, but I'm just saying like moment of clarity for a second. My older sister never got married or had kids, and I don't think that she had any say in this. I think it was my 2 younger sisters, both of whom are struggling in their marriages and are on the verge of divorcing their husbands, who decided this. I argued back and forth with them that spouses should be included in this trip, but I was outvoted. I think both of them, my parents would have been happy to include our spouses, but they just going on along with the majority's decision because it is important to them to have their kids and grandchildren there. When I told my wife about this, she became very upset. She said that if for no reason, as the mother of the children, I would be bringing along. Wait, let me start over. She said that if for no other reason, as the mother of the two children, I would be bringing along that she should be included so that she didn't have to be away from her kids. Whoever fucking wrote this sentence is fucking. It's not. It's not a regular. It's not me. It's a fucking sentence.
It's cool.
I told her that I absolutely agree and that I stood up for her, but that I was outvoted. She been told me that I should take a stand and refuse to go on the trip unless she is included. But I told her the trip was more important to me than dig my heels and miss for any reason. So I would be going, even if in protest. She's, let's just say, not happy with me. I understand why my wife is upset, but I think that it's fair for her to force me to make this choice. I don't think it's fair to her. I honestly think in this situation, the problem is,
right?
When stories like this, obviously there's always the two sides.
Yes, there is.
But from this point of view that he's, that he has his perspective. I don't even think this is a question. It doesn't seem like the asshole. You know what I mean?
I don't think so either.
But it's like I don't even know how. I'm trying to figure out how he would be perceived as an asshole.
In the wife's eyes, he probably is perceived as an asshole because she's not included. But based off the situation, like the rundown is like, look, they're gonna go back to their home place, and his sisters don't want to bring their husbands who are like having difficulties. So I guess his wife would be the only spouse there. So I figured like them going back would kind of like probably be reminiscent of them as a time as a family.
Yeah,
which may seem like
but
like,
she would only be the spouse. The spouse. She wouldn't have been the only spouse. Cause remember, the two other siblings are also married. They're just going through a bad she would be the only one that's like
there. I don't think they were gonna.
But even for that, I think that this is probably more of a thing that she probably experienced something with him before, not feeling like she's standing up for him or out. Cause like think about it, if all the other people in their family were so cool with voting for the spouses not to come, right, meaning that they knew his wife wouldn't be coming, right? Meaning that maybe there has to be like maybe she's not as close, and maybe there could be some kind of turmoil like between them often.
Okay.
And she probably maybe felt like, because you said before, like, she said she then told me that I should take a stand, like, and refuse to go on trade, whatever it can be. But maybe she felt like she doesn't take a stand for her, and in a case like this, she probably felt like you didn't have my back. It's like I don't know if she's right or wrong, because who knows how much for back she did go for him. But it's also kind of like, if you really want to go, just fucking take her. In my head, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not about them. You know what I mean? Of course. But it's also like I get it because of the timing. Like your dad's, about to die. It's probably you're not probably trying to fight and fuss. You probably just bring the kids, and that's good. But that's also weird too. You bring your grandkids. Why can't you bring the person who made these grandkids for you?
Yeah, and that's like the biggest argument that I would have for this situation right here. The only thing, I still don't think he's an asshole, because in a grand scheme of things, I feel like I don't think she should feel bad if they were gonna be like they want to just be as their unit. I don't think he's an asshole, but I do get why she should be included because she is a part of the family.
Could be a chance he's a little bit of a punk, but I don't think he's an asshole.
Right.
I think there's position he's coming from. I think he's being fair, and I think he's probably being less problematic as you should be in these situations. Yeah. Like I would be the same way too, but just because of that certain circumstance, I'm like, he can't be an asshole out of the situation. But I'm sure the wife's upset. She probably feels like, the assholes is the fucking the other siblings who fucking up their marriage, and that's probably why they fucking up their marriage, because they assholes. And then to them they making it seem like so they could go to their people and be like, oh no, it's just for the grandkids, kids, whatever. But as a grown person, I'm like, why does that have to be an active decision? Why can't they come with? If I'm married to somebody, that means my grandparent, my mom and dad have known them for a while.
Exactly.
They're the mother to their grandchildren.
Exactly.
So like obviously that's somebody that I'm sure that they really have a liking to, or have some sort of like pretty close connection to, like your family. So it's weird to exclude them. Like say if you just want to be like as a family, it'd be like old times or whatever case may be. I can see that, but it's also kind of like I feel like it was kind of like they probably had the decision was definitely driven on their situations. Right. But then again, it's written in his perspective. Right. So he could just be like, he feels that way because y'all niggas' relationship sucks. Mine's is lit. So that's why y'all don't want to bring y'all spouses. You know what I'm saying?
Don't want to rub it in their face or something like that. I don't think he's an asshole, but I do think that his wife is eligible to tag along in this aspect.
She's eligible to tag along, which obviously means she's eligible to be upset. But I also believe that situation like this, I think she should be more understanding. Yeah. But to this way, I would give her the benefit of that too. Like I said, she might be really cool with the mom and dad. Yeah. Meaning she's like, I want to be a part of this type joint. You know
be there to support you through this like rough time. Yeah. And she's like, that's real lit. That's real. That's real right there.
And she probably like, dang, your granddad, like, and for her, she probably want to see how it was. Like, you want to come along. Like,
I also feel like it's like, would you rather one person be upset versus like 2 or 3? So like if his wife came, I feel like the siblings and maybe somebody else might have been like upset that it wasn't what they asked for. And then if he didn't bring his wife, one person's upset, but more people are happy. And that's kind of
I would say though. I would say for me though, I would bring. I wouldn't want to bring problems, but I'm on a page of bringing her because they're going back there because I was thinking they said dad doesn't have much time left. That means it should be about him. And he said they would love for her to come. They're going to meet cousins, stuff like that, go to old family places, everything like that. Yeah. So me and my siblings being pissed off, to be honest, isn't a goal of mine. The goal is not to make the grand, then to make my siblings happy. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad want my spouse to be there.
Real rap.
So fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I mean, obviously it's from his point of view, but yeah, that's
of course.
So long story short, I don't think he's an asshole.
I don't think he's an asshole.
From his perspective.
Right. I don't think he's an asshole. It's just a weird
little bitch.
Rough situation right there.
All right.
Word.
Go ahead.
Oh, word, my turn? Shane, I thought you wanted to read them all.
Nah.
All right, cool. We got another one here.
You laughing at me when he fucked that sentence up.
It's only because on a previous episode, when I was reading something, you were like, you read like Floyd Mayweather.
No, you were terrible. And I read very well. That's a big difference.
I mean, see we're gonna see how this one
goes. So that means you was praying on my downfall. You was hoping I'd mess up. And then when the fucking whoever wrote the sentence fucked up, I don't know. You started laughing. Look, that's all right.
It's not like that. All right, we're going to see if I can redeem myself here. All right, look. Am I the asshole for telling a hiring manager that his bald head is unprofessional? I'm a self-employed CPA who does pretty good for myself doing taxes for expats. A buddy of mine tells me his company needs to contract out a CPA for shut up, Shane.
No, don't try to put. I didn't say anything. You're trying to laugh. Not even this time.
I'm sorry.
You was about to fuck up again, but you like, you know what? I'm just gonna laugh, and then no one's gonna know.
Listen, a buddy of mine tells me his company needs to contract out a CPA for part-time work and a good compensation level. I apply simply because you can never have enough money. Immediate call back within 8 hours of applying. I guess they aren't giving very many applications to work in a podunk rural down after IDA. I scheduled a Zoom interview because I'm definitely not driving 68 minutes into the woods to get turned down. The hiring manager gets on the Zoom call and almost immediately tells me they wouldn't be able to hire me unless my dreadlocks were cut because they don't embody the professionalism that the company prides itself in. Obviously, I'm not going to cut my extremely neat dreadlocks that I've been growing for 12 years now. Interview is basically over at this point. I try to politely end the interview explaining to him that this isn't an option for me and that I hope they are successful in finding a candidate that can meet their needs. Here comes the stupid comment. Well, you're pretty young. I'm in my late 20s. I've been a CPA for 6 years now. A word of advice, one is going to hire you in this area with hair like that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I read it so wrong. A word of advice, no one is going to hire you in this area with hair like that. Shane's laughing.
No, but it's the problem because you was laughing at me when the sentence was fucked up.
I deserve this.
I don't try to let you go.
I deserve this. Last paragraph. I honestly agree with him. It was indeed exceptionally hard / impossible for me to get a job with dreadlocks in Louisiana, and that's why I started doing taxes that expats that I met while living abroad. Though I did not like his tone in commenting about my hair, so I politely asked him what makes my hair less professional than his shiny bald head. He immediately ended the call, and I haven't talked to the buddy since then. Am I the asshole?
I mean,
so I don't know if you're laughing at me or this story, because
our next sponsorship gotta be like Barnes and Noble or something.
This video is sponsored by Barnes and Noble. Everybody go there and buy more books and read more, because obviously we got to do the same thing.
This is an advertisement for what happens when you don't fucking read books. Hey, go shop at Barnes and Noble.
But I should have went to the library more often in school. I was doing more math than that shit.
Yeah, damn near wasn't doing English.
Hey, on some real shit for this dude, I don't think he's the asshole.
I don't think he's the asshole, but like, so that last part. So wait, he called them again or something? Is that what he said at the end?
No, this is all one call.
Oh, he ended it with.
That's how he ended the call.
Oh, so the interview was on his phone. Okay. Because I interview, I'm thinking he face to face
on Zoom.
Then he was like, Zoom. Okay. I don't think he's the asshole. I mean, well, he's an asshole for that comment, I guess. Because only reason I'm saying that because the person doing the interview probably doesn't make the rules. He knows what's being looked for. Obviously, it's kind of ridiculous for any company to ask someone to cut off their dreadlocks, or you know what I'm saying,
of course,
change that type of thing. It's so weird because we all do kind of do different things to get a job. Like obviously not as extreme as like cutting off dreadlocks, but like if I'm doing it, like we're going to school, we gotta dress our appearance, whatever case. We still dress on that professional, whatever case may be. But it is kind of sad that dreadlocks aren't considered professional. But that's because fucking black people wear them. That's why. Yep. But that's a different conversation. But I don't think an asshole. I do kind of feel like the guy that's doing the interviewer, I don't think he had any control of that. I think he kind of just like, this is what the company is. And he didn't talk about his bald head. That was a little mean. It's messed up. Yeah. It's almost feel like he's killing the messenger here. I'm not saying he's an asshole. Word. He's not an asshole in the sense of, obviously stand up for, not cutting your dreads off, Mm-hmm. But I'm like, I don't know the situation, but in my head, most of the time, the people who doing these interviewers, doing the interviews, aren't the people who make the rules. They're the people that just enforce them. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't like you having an interview with the CEO or something like that,
I like that perspective. And I guess because we're reading this off of Reddit, we don't know the tone in which the interviewer was saying these things. And that may have inclined my mans to say this response before the end of the Zoom call. So that's why my instant reaction was that I don't think he was the asshole for at least making the comment back. It also seems like he was asking a genuine question. He says, though I did not like his tone in commenting about my hair. So I politely asked him what makes my hair less professional than his shiny bald head. Now that could have been a smart ass remark, or it could have been a genuine question. Yeah. So I don't know exactly what it was, but based off of that, it seems like it might have been a smart remark only because he said he didn't like the interview.
Actually, you know what? I take back because I forgot that the part where he asked, where he was like, "You're pretty young, and no one's gonna hire you with that hair." So I take back my perspective of trying to make the interviewers seem more innocent than he probably actually was. So from this perspective, the guy's definitely not an asshole, and I no longer feel bad because I forgot he said those type of comments. Like, it would be different if you're like, oh, these are the rules, like, all right, this is what happens. But for those with that perspective, I don't think he's an asshole. And like, he lucky he only said that, because he should have flamed the boy. He could have said a lot more. He had a little bald head, should have flamed boy. And I wonder what makes dreadlocks unprofessional.
The only explanation that I can really think about is the fact that they're worn by black people.
And it's the weird thing because we see professional people, like I feel like athletes are very, very good when it comes to stuff like this, because you can have an athlete who they can look how they want, right? Yeah. But they still be considered, like, they got to be professional when they go to interviews and they make appearances and everything like that. So I love having, like, when it comes to athletes for a situation like that, because you see someone like Richard Sherman who's on the TV with a suit on and everything but got dreads on, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, I feel like helps out the cause, and which is sometimes that's why I get so confused why they still say that, because I'm like, you literally see these people who have to be so professional that wearing dreadlocks, And they're one of the few people, like, you know, like athletes and rappers or whatever, they can wear what they want, but rappers is not obviously gonna help this cause when they have dreads.
Yeah.
But
the only similar situation that this happened to me, but it was like kind of legit. Because like it was like junior year, between junior and senior year of high school, I applied to Hollister, and I went in to go to an interview, and they were like, now like everything's cool, but you'd have to shave your beard. And now, granted, I didn't have all this on my beard. All I had was like the chin strap or like the Poppy Boy joint. I might put a picture of it for the YouTube to see what I'm talking about. It was fire. I was pulling all the high school girls like that. That was like the best I've ever looked. But it's I mean, I look good now, but you know how it is. Anyway, they were like the Hollister image. Like if you look at the Hollister models, the male models, they all have like clean faces. So he's like, that's the Hollister image, and we need to have if you work it, you have to shave your beard like regularly. And I was like, oh damn, I don't think I would follow through with the job. But also, I walked in there later on, and I was like, "My dude right there got a beard. This is fucking crazy. I don't even know if the guy was white, black, or whatever he was. But still, I was just kind of like, this don't even sound legit anymore because dude got a beard. Or whatever.
Yeah, so cool. It depends, or maybe because your shit did suck though. So this little chin joint was
fire, bro. If y'all see this, if I put this picture up here,
them chin joints suck, bro.
Ladies, tell me I don't look fire for the YouTube. If you watch if you listen to this on podcast site, you're not gonna see it. But
them shit suck. That's
fire.
So that's probably why. The nigga who you see had beard, did he have a real beard?
Or it wasn't like thick. It was like probably some.
But he had beard hair, not this. Yeah. That's probably why, because that looks better than them chips are. Them shits is ugly.
Yo,
them shits are ugly. Bro.
I was rocking. I pulled that joint off. I was killing the game with that.
Yeah, well, honestly, at the end of the day, whatever lets you sleep at night, I'm okay with.
All right.
But you know what I was gonna say too? I feel like they get these terms professional right because it has to do with the blackness. Because mind you, white people don't grow dreads.
Of course.
And they're the ones who set the standard for what's professional, what's not professional, because they're the ones that started these companies, they're the ones that headed the company. So they started this professional and unprofessional. So obviously they think the slow hair or the whatever hair is professional. Because that's how they rock their stuff because of how they are. But it's also weird because white people don't be shaping their hair up. That's fucking unprofessional. How you not have a shape up? How is your shit not lined up? Like that's mad unprofessional.
Word.
All right, go ahead, Floyd. Read this one.
Oh, I gotta read the last one. We're not gonna alternate. We're gonna go you, me, you.
Nah, Floyd. I thought you wanted to read it though.
You want to do half and half?
Nah, go ahead, Floyd.
Like, that's fine. You got this one? All right, you got this one then.
Bro, because I can actually read, bro.
I mean, I feel like I've read with more energy, so, we both got our ups and downs here.
All right. Would you
rather you sounded mad dead when you was reading yours.
Because I'm reading. Like, I'm just reading.
I'm just trying to bring the energy and the hypeness.
But no, we had two different ones. Yours is supposed to be the bald head that's going to be cool. This one, I just want to understand it was longer and everything. How do you bring energy and hypeness when you can't hear what you're saying because you weren't, you weren't reading it?
Fine, man. All right, come on. What you got? This last one, MIDS.
All right, ready?
Yep.
I'll bring the power. I'll show you how I read at school. Am I the asshole? We're telling my daughter she cannot live with us after college. Whoa.
Chill, B.
All right. I'm in my late 50s and my husband is in the early 60s. We're middle-class people who have made our children our priority. All right, that's cool. We're not rich, but we have lived fraudulently so our children can have fully paid for a college education and we can retire comfortably. If they're retired right now, that's lit. Well, they're like 10 years apart. So hopefully one of them should be retired. But my husband just offers a huge early retirement compensation. Wait, when do you give? I thought retirement is in your 50s.
It depends on how long you've been working.
But he has an early retirement compensation package, and he's in his early 60s.
Oh damn! Retirement's like 65.
I thought so, yeah, but I thought it was a little earlier now. But even that you're in the early 60s. I mean, I guess it's an early retirement.
I guess if you made the bread, you can.
I guess 65 maybe is it. I thought I couldn't think it was 65, 55. I'm retiring at 34, so I don't got nothing.
Yeah, that's 10 years. Let's do this. Speak into existence, boy. Been balling.
I said, all right, yeah. If you retire early, which is going to allow us to retire 5 years earlier than we plan. All right. See, I don't want to live that way. Because now it's starting to sound like he wasn't planning on retiring. So this nigga was like 68, 70. Yeah. Like 5 years early. So that means you're probably not about to give. All right, anyway. All right. I'll go over it. It said, Two of our children still live with us. Our oldest moved away 2 years ago, and our son's in the process of looking for a home to purchase. The oldest two have decent jobs in the area and have lived with us rent-free until they were able to move out. Our youngest is a senior in college. Each child lived with us through college to save on room and board costs rent-free. We also pay for all education, tuition, books, expenses, and whatever they earn from working. That doesn't make sense.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, that is lit though. She just fucked up it, but that's lit. And that's another thing I be trying to like explain to people, like people that want to be doctors and dentists. I'm like, yo, to be able to go to school for that, you know how blessed you gotta be in life, like home wise, because you can't do a program like those programs and be working like a full time job. Like you can't be working like them 80, them paycheck hours. Weeks, 80 hours, and you gotta study 20 hours a week. Like it's impossible. So everybody that I know that was studying for like that type of thing, they parents had money. They was like, so they was keeping them. They didn't have to work type joint. But yeah, since we can retire earlier than we want to, sell our house and buy an RV to travel around the country and eventually settle into a LCOL area. I don't know what the fuck that is. Local area? Is that what she wanted to say? LCOL? Maybe she meant into a local area. I don't know why she capitalized it. Like this is like an acronym or something. Whatever. Our youngest is furious with us. She's planning on going to a local law school after college and is mad she's going to have to take out loans for room and board. They're on top of tuition. This sounds a little unfair. Oof. She says it's unfair since her siblings have lived with her until age 25. And she said she should be able to do the same. My husband and I have planned for me to keep working for the next year or so our daughter can finish college debt-free and have health insurance from our job. When I told my daughter that she would only be fair if we agreed to pay her rent through law school. What? All right, whatever. We're going to skip it. I don't know what the fuck's saying. We cannot afford this and live out our dream of RV living. I feel like we sacrificed so much for our kids, and we just want to live our dream now that they're all grown up and mostly settled. But I feel horrible too. Am I the asshole for not giving each child the same opportunity? All right, so I guess long story short, because some people don't type English. It's not me. All right, there was probably one thing that was me. But so in grand scheme of things, all of her children that have been to school and all of them lived at home rent-free while they were going to school. Okay. At the same time of doing that, she says they paid for the tuition, the books, any other expenses while they were there. So I don't know if any of them were working while they were there, but they paid for everything else. The parents paid for everything else in colleges. So now she's a senior, and they want to now, instead of giving them the same opportunity where they can finish, they want to move. They want to sell a house, get an RV, and at that point, the youngest, will have to pay room and board at school. And that's why. And so she's saying, I feel terrible, and am I the asshole for not giving each child the same opportunity? I think so.
I think so too. That's my first response.
I think so too, and I know time changes, and you guys are older. You know what I'm saying? So their viewpoint's probably changing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like right now, like say, like think about it, that would be like our parents having a kid right now. Yeah. And then so because she's like what, age 24? She's probably 20. Wait, no, she's a senior in college. So say she's
21, 22.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's like if your parents had a kid right now, right? And then they're senior in college, and our parents gonna be like, well, all right, so like my parents, they 40, like 50 right now, say that, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever kids may be, so now they're older. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a different different story, and maybe their perspective is different. When they like, you start thinking about retirement, so you start thinking about all your goals in life, and you like, you know what, I want to do this. But at the same time, as a parent, I do feel like a big opportunity like that, she should be able to get the same as her other siblings. I feel like.
I think so too, and the biggest reason I'm saying that is because like that youngest child didn't ask to be born unless and so it's kind of like why treat them different? It's really not fair that you're treating this child different, because if the oldest siblings got to have lived this luxury and this blessing that you gave them, and the youngest child can't. Like, why is that any different just because y'all are older now? Yeah. And it's not their fault that they were born last. You know, it's not their fault.
No, it's not. I think Yeah, I mean, and sometimes I think you struggle, depending on when you were born. Like if you was born the oldest male child, youngest, oldest. Sometimes I think you got this certain like complex or insecurity. Sometimes that like can go along with it.
Yep.
Because for example, say if you have you're the youngest child, but say the oldest, you feel like they love the oldest most. Yep. Or say like, oh, you feel like the middle child. Just it's always that. So say if they have that complex already, now it's like, okay, now you're not giving me the same opportunities as my older siblings. That could just enhance how that issue and complex they had. It's like those little circumstances, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking about it from like a position of like, I guess more like a behavioral, like a mental aspect. Because it's like, if I was to receive that, say I'm the youngest, and I felt like in other ways, right, I got less than what my older siblings did.
Yep.
Or like, I feel like they like the older siblings more or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And you hit me with that, I'm just gonna believe it even more. You know what I'm saying? And that's those like, I don't know how the circumstances are before this, but I definitely feel like having that unfairity is more gonna be more stressful and traumatic in the future.
For sure.
Because that's a big thing too. Because now you almost you got to take out money to go to school, and then you want to go to law school on top of that. So that means you're going to pay for that too, as well after school, and take out the loans for it. So I don't want to call her an asshole. I don't want to call the parents an asshole, because I definitely do believe that yes, you have, you want to teach your children right and everything, but it's also like you're older, so you got to enjoy your time now. If you worked all this hard to be able to live a dream, because like I would say, even for like my situation right now, one of our goals is to get an RV and be able to drive around the RV. That's one of the goals, go state to state, whatever the case may be. And
which is great.
And that's probably a big goal. And now they see it though. So it's a little harder now. So like before, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they were just working. They just knew they worked, but now they present an opportunity to retire earlier. And they said 5 years earlier, right? So now they kind of see their goals kind of coming to life. So I think it's a little harder for them to be like, fuck them goals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's pay for this last year, even though it's going to sacrifice another goal. And as parents, I'm sure they sacrifice a million gazillion things, right? So I don't, but I'm like, I don't think she's an asshole, and but I think it's more unfair for the youngest. But I'm just thinking like, I can imagine working this hard and finally seeing that goal, because that's the hardest part when you right there, like now you see it, like you just reach your hand out, and I think it becomes harder to now negate those goals for your grown kids when you see it and it's like right there. You know what I'm saying? It was probably different before, but now they got the opportunity to be able to start that life, or that they wanted to. But I do think as a kid, like I'm trying to think from both ends, but as a kid, I would feel some type of way being in a situation where I wasn't granted the same opportunity as my as my other siblings. And like I said, God forbid she already has some kind of complex where she feel like she's the less because she's the youngest, right? Because then that's just going to increase. Because even for like, I have a brother that suffers from he has this perspective of his upbringing that he was considered more of the less favorite because of X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Which I know what they are, but I'm not gonna say them. But in those situations like that, and that's why I said that, because if this was him in those situations, he'd be like, see, that's another example.
It's just like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's callbacks. Yeah,
it's like, exactly. So now you like, see, that's what it means. He gonna be like, oh, if I was, so she could be like, oh, but how you do this? But if I was, say her oldest sibling was named like Jake. If I was Jake, you would have had this, that, and the third. I wouldn't have to pay for nothing. You would have done like stuff like that. So now she's about to go, and on top of that too, does that mean she's not getting the tuition, books, and expenses? Yeah, I'm sure they're not paying for that either. So now she's doing room board, tuition, and she got the books and expenses, everything got to come out of her pocket. Which means now she got to go to work and everything. It's not, so it's a lot more than just living rent free. Now you got to do more because you got to pay for more. A lot of stuff you get loans out for, but if the books and expenses, that's active money. Like you can get a loan for tuition there, but the books and expenses, like, and the other stuff, expenses is daily. So that means the food, like whatever the case may be, like, that's daily stuff that you now need to pay for. Right. And if they have to pay for it on their own, that means you got to get a job. Now you got to get a job and go to school on top of that, which is not fun and it's not easy by any means.
Right. I mean, granted, now, that's like a typical like situation for a college student, like to have to like take out a loan to do it.
Of course,
typical.
It's
yeah,
typical
for sure. It is just really unfair to the other siblings. I totally overlooked and forgot that they were presented with a retirement early thing, like out of the blue. But I still feel like, given their age, if they knew they were gonna have this last child, I feel like they should have done some math. What age are they gonna be by the time the student's in college, and like, are they gonna want to make that decision? I think that should have been planned a little bit ahead.
But they could have. They could have. Remember, they said they gonna retire 5 years earlier than they planned.
Okay.
So they could have planned to retire. They were planning on retire 4 years after she graduated.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, and then they were going to start, whatever they were going to start. Right. So now they like they're gonna be able to retire early. Mm-hmm. And they can have this RV early, but they, obviously they would have to make that sacrifice. I will say, as parents, I'm sure they sacrifice probably a gazillion things. But either way, we got to make a decision. Is she or is she not the asshole?
Is this basically like, those are the two options, asshole or not?
It got to be.
I just feel, and this is kind of, I guess, me being biased too, since I'm the youngest. So I'm the youngest, so it kind of like, I guess I can probably see like where she's coming from, where like you might see like the older ones feel like they get favored in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Now I have a little different situation because I'm like my age gap is more, so I couldn't.
And you the only boy too, though.
Yeah, so I couldn't see everything all the time, but because they were always like finishing high school, going to college while I was starting to have memories. But my final answer is that I think they're the asshole. And it's just mainly because I think that they're ignoring that child's feelings and perspectives growing up. Like you said, with your example, like that child might have way more, like they might recall like some things growing up, like they might not feel favored and stuff like that. And one of the older siblings gonna think like, dang, that's kind of fucked up. Like now the last child is just gonna have a harder time, which will build character, but also just doesn't seem fair compared to the other.
And it's so funny we're reading this because that's the situation she has is what all of us been through. We had to take our own loans out. We had to work like for like you know what I'm saying. So it's like, but it's just because of her situation where I'm like, all right, that's fucked up. Everybody should get as equal as possible. Yeah, I'm going to say.
I wouldn't want her to have the situation that I'm in. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like,
granted, I'm living with my parents, but there's loan aspect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I say, I don't think she's an asshole.
Word.
I think the youngest should have the same opportunities.
Yes.
But I don't think she's an asshole only because I feel like they probably did a lot, and there is a time where you need to think about you and your marriage. And y'all life's a little bit too.
Word.
Considering they're almost 60, both of them almost 60. She said like I think late 50s and then early 60s. So that means that say we talk about the average, like lifespan, say like 75 something like that. Mm-hmm. They got like 20 some years left right on this earth, and that's gonna be a third of their life. 2/3 of their life they spent working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they spent whatever the case may be, but they spent a lot of time obviously working, building up to that. But yeah, so I'm gonna say no.
Word.
Even though I feel bad.
I mean, I really do get both sides.
I definitely really do. I think it's one of those ones where, I think it's one of the ones where I would say they should. I hate to say it, but in my head I'm like they should really say fuck what they got going on,
right,
and give it the same opportunity. But I'm not gonna call you an asshole if you thought differently. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you're like I don't want to do it, you like I'm gonna get the RV and everything. I'm like, would I necessarily do that? No. Mm-hmm. I would take that sacrifice because I know I need to have that like general ability within my siblings. But I'm not gonna knock her for doing it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like fuck it. Like but it's just like damn.
Yeah, and we don't have the perspective of parents either. Of living that long and raising them kids, so their perspective might be different.
I'm sure that shit gets you at some point, bro.
For sure.
That shit probably like, all right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Real rap.
Because who knows how old her oldest are? I don't. Did they say in there?
Yeah, I think it did actually.
Let me see.
It said like 2 of our children. The oldest is 27 female, 25 males the middle, and 21 females the youngest. Mm. So the 2 older ones were the ones that got like the live there.
Oh yeah, she definitely has that feeling where
because they're pretty close in age, 4 years and 3 years.
She probably definitely gets that feeling where it's like, she feels maybe less or she feels like oldest. Because look, the oldest is a female.
Yep.
So the oldest off rip, they have their own special thing. The second child's a male, so he's gonna get treated differently because he's the only male.
Yep.
Especially for the dad, whatever. Like you're the only male, and then she the oldest. Now you're the youngest. You got that stage of you being like baby and everything like that. But now you're dealing with, I don't know. She might definitely have that thing. So this probably will mess her up more. and if that's the perspective I'm taking, I would say the mom's an asshole because because I do feel like she's probably gonna take that. She's probably gonna take this super personally and probably really feel like, see, I like, you're like them more than me. Because the oldest always has a space. Like you the oldest, you know what I'm saying? They always have certain duties, always have a certain, you know what I'm saying? And then the middle. But then again, it's hard because I'm gonna wrap it up, but it's also, I got you, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's also
thanks, Jeanette. My bad, thanks.
It's also different situations. Mind you, all right, so they had her first oldest, they had the oldest, 27, so 27 years ago, whatever. That was their first child.
Yep.
Which means they have more expendable money.
Yes.
I mean, so put it like this, by time they got to a position, maybe they had had a saving for her or whatever, but by the time she was able to 18 to be able to go to college, right? Mm-hmm. So they're 6 years apart. So by the time she was 18, the youngest is 12. So now you're putting her to school, whatever. It's you got an 18-year-old, you got a 12-year-old, and then you got a
16.
No, well, that was 21.
The middle.
He'll be 15. Well, he'll be 6. Yeah, he'll be.
If the oldest 18, the second one's 16 because they're 2 years apart.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but then she was 3. Either way, yeah, 4. All right, so yeah. So maybe in that circumstance, it's like, all right, I only got the one kid to put to college.
Yep.
So maybe it's like more expendable money for just to put the one through college. Now, mind you, the second one follows up. So that probably hit them hard.
Yep.
And then you got another one that come after. They probably try and recover from that, whatever case may be. So it's different. It's different timing of it. So maybe that has a play in it. But like I said, I would love for them to be fair.
In an ideal world.
Yeah, in an ideal world. I'm always playing devil's advocate though, because I'm like I get every side, and I kind of feel. Of course,
and that's what you got.
It's like I almost feel every side, what I'm saying. Like if I put myself into the shoes or put myself into those positions, I'd be like, yo, we got 8 minutes. For sure. I'll put myself in there. All right, we got 8 minutes left.
Thanks,
wrap it up.
Jeanette, let us know what's going on.
Fuck Jay. Where's Navaria?
That's 4 syllables.
Navaria, please come here. Hold on, puppy.
Okay,
I told you we have.
It's Hispanic Heritage Month too, and you over here talking like this.
You have.
Happy Hispanic Heritage Month to
appointment next week with
all of our Latinx listeners. We appreciate you.
Barack Obama.
I love Hispanic women too, of course. Y'all guys give the earth.
With Barack Obama.
Anyway, last segment here, we're gonna do Blair's Outburst. If you don't know, we have a squad of 4, and one of our squad members is Big Blair. Follow him on Instagram. He's a dude. He's our dude.
Squad of 2.
All right, yeah. But we always have a little thing that we always put something that Blair says in our chat is kind of either out of pocket or just really downright funny. So what's today's Blair's Outburst, Shane?
Oh, that's my job today.
Yeah.
So technically, there's 2.
Yeah, they both short, but I like one of them's funny.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, one's funny, one's kind of cool. The first one.
My girl don't got the fat ass, and I still stay with her and get married or any awesome crazy shit. I want y'all to know that means I really love her. I really love her.
All right, there's a chance that you couldn't hear, but what he was saying was if he's with a girl and her ass not fat, he's just saying just know you really love her. And you know what's crazy? I can definitely feel behind that.
Same.
I can, but I also don't think I would ever get in a position where I could love a girl that don't got a fat ass.
Dang, word.
It gotta be something it gotta be something there. Like I'm a big proportion guy. You feel me? So obviously you a little skinnier, ain't gonna be as Joe. But as long as it's rounded up, you know what I'm saying? It's rounded and poking. And you can it ain't going like this. You go like that. I'm like cool. All right, we working what we work with. So the more meat you got, I'm expecting it to be proportional with what you got. You know what I'm saying? But there's no way, nothing, a flat ass, it can't happen.
Is it flat or is it just like small, like little?
Like I'm good. No, I'm little booties mad, but I'm saying you a little girl. You a little. You're a female. You're skinny female, right? I almost said little girl.
Little, cut that out.
No, but like you're a small female, right? So like, yeah, you gonna have a small butt. That's cool though. Like that's proportion. I'm saying they go proportion. They go with the rest of your body, like type joint. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. Little booties do matter, but that's still to me like you gotta ask like. I would almost consider like you kind of got like a little like fat ass because it's because what you got going on like like you can't expect to compare it to the real thick ones. They got more meat to place other places. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta think about it more like in a ratio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like so you got like it should be like a body to booty meat ratio, something like that, right? So as long as you meet the ratio, everything all right. So the thick girls, right? They got more meat on their body, so they could. It's like the same ratio, like it's. For one body is this much booty meat, right? So you got one body to three booty meats. This is getting math, right? So then the thick girls, they like, they more than just one body. Now it's 1.5 body, that's gonna be to 4 booty meat. You know what I'm saying? 4.5 booty meat. Like it's the ratio gonna stay there, is what I'm trying to say. So as long as the ratio is within that ratio realm, that I know how it is when I see it. I can't break it down properly, but when I see it, I know. So as long as it's within that ratio, right, bro, I'm good. You said what?
I said your math is blowing my mind right now. It's good. Okay.
I know what it means.
The thing is, I'm following what you're saying. I'm just sitting there thinking like
bro.
I think you're trying too hard with the numbers, but I know what you're trying. I know what you're getting at.
I'm explaining to you what this is literally what I think. Like I'm explaining this is really what I think. There's a body to booty meat ratio. As long as within that ratio, it's good. Like it's really what I'm thinking though. Like this is actually what I think.
Right.
So these are like
I'm with you.
I thought about this several times in my life.
Got you. I mean, I'm with his statement too. I'll say this: if a girl don't have a fat ass and she won you over, just like who she is, I guess hopefully she's cute and all that stuff, then you really love her. And you really love her.
How much? What's the ratio? How much body she got?
I don't know this. I don't know what the ratio is.
Is she small? She a thick girl?
He said if she don't got the fat ass. So
I'm saying though, I'm right. So this person, right, that you thinking of, that won you over, right? In this situation, is she like skinny? She thick?
So
because in my head, I'm like, it's not even going to be what I'm saying. Because what I'm trying to get at, I don't feel myself even be able to get that close. It's fucking Gannett. I don't even feel myself being able to get that close if the booty don't give me what I want.
It's something physically you see that's going to attract you more.
We're not going to get there. Right. We're just not going to get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just can't.
I'm saying, if a girl won me over and she didn't have the fatty, I'm going to just say,
there's no chance.
I might just sacrifice. Not sacrifice, I'm just saying, let's go do some squats.
Right. I want to say,
you know what I mean?
And that's what I mean. Like, so I guess
just so your bikini bottoms fit better.
Bikini bottoms fit better. Hey, I guess I agree, but like, I guess 'cause we think about fat ass. But I'm like, bro, if it's the good, what's the it's these Indian, not Indian. These niggas are like from England. Mm-hmm. And I forget, they call like the fat ass like a bunda or something, like a bunda. You know what the niggas are too, like you
Beta Squad, right?
Yeah,
yo, Beta Squad, yo, them niggas is mad funny.
The bunda,
I forget. I knew, yeah, they said something. I forget what it was.
Would it be? But
I remember that video. They was like, never mind.
I know which one you're talking about, but they say it often.
Had against the black guy.
Yeah, they was going against the black guy, and then they was like, anybody knows bunda? Niggas was like, there's no black guys. He's like, I know the bunda.
Yeah, it was like, that's him. I remember that one. You're right. What's the other place?
Also, this one is about cheating. He just said something. He said, and I'm cheating, and then he said something he followed by saying, I don't cheat. I was very confused. But all right, we'll play this one. If you can't hear, I'm gonna do a recap regardless. But
hey, yo, look. Kevin Samuels said, "High quality men don't cheat; they exercise their options." How y'all feel about that? Personally, I think cheating is cheating. But how y'all feel about that?
All right, so this is obviously an IG influencer named Kevin Samuels.
You may have heard of him. You may have seen him kind of going around viral.
He be coming at people crazy. It's realistic, but it is a little crazier for I guess the the type of how we are socially now, where we can't say shit. But it's true though. Most things he says,
right.
But I guess in one of his segments, he had spoke about that wealthy men or rich men don't cheat.
Yeah, high quality men.
Yeah, high quality men don't cheat. They exercise their options.
Yep.
And I mean, how do you feel about that?
So I agree with Blair. I think cheating is cheating. But hear me out. I don't think there's anything wrong with exercising your options as long as cheating isn't your means of doing that. I don't think you should be in a relationship and cheat to quote unquote exercise your options. I think you should be exercising your options while being single. I don't think if you're in a relationship, I think if you're gonna exercise your options, you gotta consider not being with that person.
So yeah, and what I got from that is that almost like that shit where like people be like, y'all not together until y'all married type thing.
Word.
And this is kind of like, I feel like that's the direction he was going with it.
Word.
Because
I've heard that
when you
before.
say if you're gonna say exercise options, that means that you obviously you didn't pick yet.
Yeah.
So obviously, and I guess the grand scheme when you pick someone, it's getting married. That's officially your person. You know, so I guess he's talking about from like a relationship, like boyfriend and girlfriend standpoint, where I guess he's saying in those situations, if you go have sex with another woman or you know that it's, or if you're in the men thing, you know, this is all so maybe if I'm thinking about it from that circumstance, I can see what you're saying, but I believe cheating is cheating.
Yes.
But I do know people place such high values on like marriage and high values on I guess other aspects. But I guess if you have a understanding with your partner that you guys are with each other and that's just it, then that should be the way it is. Because if you use the word cheating, that means that you have some sort of commitment to the other person.
Yes.
So like I said, even if you're valuing the marriage thing, you're not together till you're married. If you even use the word cheat, that means that you're trying to say that there's a situation going on where you have a commitment to the other person.
Yeah, there's some sort of bonding.
Yeah, that you're only, it's just you two together. Obviously, that inclines on a sexual level too, it's just y'all two. So, I can understand that being cheating. But like I said, also, so if you were together with somebody, even if it's not sexual, you know, you're going exploring, going on dates, conversating with an intent that, you know, you trying to like replace the current person, you know, it's kind of going against like, you know, the commitment. But if you want to place that value to say that boyfriend and girlfriend isn't a real thing and that you're just waiting for marriage, then I can see that, but then you wouldn't use the word cheat because you're not going against nothing then. So it's kind of like, it is kind of confusing when I think about it that way, but like I said, cheating is cheating at the end of the day. If you have some kind of, you know, commitment, contract, whatever you want to call it, to somebody else, that's, you know, that's what it is.
Yes,
now, you should, as a high quality man, obviously exercise your options. But you need to understand that you shouldn't have a commitment or be in a love with someone like that if you don't think this is the person. Now, and I'm talking about if you're a high quality man, obviously there could be a high quality young man, but if you're a high quality man, you're probably older. So there's really shouldn't be much games you should be playing. So if you're going to date at that age, like even like now, you're going to date with the intent to marry or date with the intent to go further than just being a boyfriend or girlfriend is what I'm considering. So if you're going to say something like weigh options, y'all shouldn't even get to a level where you're considered in a relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend if you're not sure of that, because you're dating to have a higher relationship status, you know? So it's kind of up. So it's like if you're trying to level up, why is that your girlfriend if you're not sure of it yet? You should be making, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, weighing your options would be more like you're kind of figuring things out and then you pick. But if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that means you feeling her. You picked her. Now, I guess he could be saying, like, maybe he fell off feelings or he learned some things that's not it. You know what I'm saying? So now he weighing options. But I'm thinking about a scale of you trying to find the one type thing. I don't know. But cheating going to be cheating regardless. But if you're trying to level up or you're trying to work for a higher, like, you know, marriage and stuff like that, then you shouldn't even get entangled with someone else that's not matching that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe not give your body to everything. So that way you can really just learn from a people, like you can learn that person, like personality, stuff like that, other than just the sexual stuff. So
the difficulty I see might arise is like if you're exercising your options, is that like I went on a first date, second and third date with this person, but I also in between that time I went on a date with this other person, and then maybe this third person. But then it's kind of like, do you always meet that? Like, are you always meeting a certain number of people that you can go on like a date with? You know what I mean? Because like, let's say you went on like a 5-6 dates with this one person. You're like, oh, this is kind of cool. But then later on, you meet a person who was like, yo, this person's better. I want to go on a date with them. So it's kind of like when you start to make a commitment to one person, it's like.
But that won't be considered cheating because you're dating.
Yeah.
So you didn't make a commitment to one person. So you can have that ability to exercise. But since you use the word cheat in there, that means that there is some sort of commitment, I'm assuming, towards a specific person within that. So that's exclusive. Yeah, and that's weighing the options. That's what, the dating, like, now I'm dating. That's weighing the options where
in a literal term dating,
you're going on dates. And that's what they mean. The older people, growing up is what they meant by dating. You go on a date with somebody, get to know them, all right, cool. You go on a date with somebody else because you really don't know that person that well after 1 or 2 dates. So you might go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. You go with the ones that pique the interest, that pique your interest or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, you don't have a commitment to somebody yet. Mm-hmm. So you make them commitments off of them, you dating. But once that commitment gets made, now anything you do, regardless of how you think, shit don't exist unless you're married, it's cheating at that point.
Yes.
I wonder if he was being funny when he said it, because we're not, because this is almost we're hearing
never tell
it. Yeah, we're hearing it from a secondary source because he heard him and then he told us. So there could be a chance that it's not. He didn't say it seriously, but then again, knowing this nigga, who knows?
You never know with Blair. Y'all will meet him one day.
Never know with Blair, but also for Kevin Samuels, I've seen he just I don't know.
Yeah, but
you just don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, because. He can really feel that way.
Yeah. Sometimes with the right context, he might have made sense. But I don't know everything he said.
Out of context is that's the one thing about sometimes is reacting, because everything we're going to say is out of context.
Real talk. Yeah.
Oh, damn. We're past our time. Producers are getting angry.
Jeanette, can you push my meeting back like 15 minutes? I'll be there, all right? I know we went over a little bit of time. Cool, thanks. Thanks, Shane. What we talking about first?
I don't think Jeanette's a good assistant.
You don't like Jeanette?
I think she sucks.
I think Jeanette, you're amazing. I love
Navarre always, like, when she see, we going late, she'll be like, yo, okay, puppy, we know. We gotta.
I swear late. He said a different name in the beginning of this podcast. But
Navarre.
Anyway, the first thing we talked about, we just kind of talked about a recap of our week. And then we did our...
Yeah, we talked about
Am I the asshole?
Week, and then
that took a lot of time. I like
the asshole, the Ata took so much time.
Yeah, it did. And then we went to Blair's Outburst.
Yeah, then Blair Thin's outtake. Blair Thin's opinion.
Word. Anyway, look, that's that for this episode, man. Thank you so much for listening. If you got this far, we really full with you. Definitely check out our YouTube channel. We definitely have reaction videos to Chloe Bailey's music video. Check that out.
Yes,
and,
yes.
Yeah, it was pretty
If
dope.
you're on YouTube, listen to this. Subscribe.
Yeah.
If you're on IG and you see IGTV, IG Real, follow our individual pages as well.
If you're on Apple Podcasts, make sure you use, I think it's subscribe too.
Yeah, I couldn't
follow,
remember.
Subscribe, and then same thing with Spotify, follow, all that jazz. So yes, all that ish. Follow us on IG individually, and peace.
Twerk some.
Yes, sir.